This was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, making this film. I've made one since I made this film. This is coming out the same year as the next film that I shot, which is called Testament. It took us 13 months to do 11 shoot days, just because scheduling was so hard. And we had one day where almost all of the cast was involved, or a majority of the cast was involved, the motel scenes. And the only way I basically felt I could get that done, because we had already been shooting, I think, half a year at that point, was to bring everyone in on Easter, which they were very kind and generous with their time and agreed to do it, because I think they realized the same thing. So they had their Easter morning and lunch with their family, and then in the early afternoon we all gathered in this tiny little motel room and shot for the rest of the day and into the night, just to get those scenes done, because otherwise I don't know how we would have done it.
Another challenge is just making sure that everything stays with some continuity to it. It's so difficult to do a feature-length film with such a small budget, because it's so hard to keep track of everything that's happened, and somehow Tim does it. I really don't understand how, because even someone who's been shooting this project for coming on 2 years now, I can't even keep track of the footage that I put through the camera.
We had really long hours. I usually was subjecting the crew and cast to horrible conditions. The first shoot we did was out in the quarry, and it was so hot that our makeup artist had her makeup stuff in the cooler and it still melted. And there was basically no relief from the sun, and the sun was bouncing off of the sand underneath us, and it was just brutal. And Perry, the DP, is over there kicking dirt in Stu, the lead actor's face, to make him look more grungy. And fortunately no one was killed.
What is the worst thing that Tim has ever made you do?
Oh, where do I start? Where do I start?
I was doing a lot of different jobs. I was handling all the food and all the logistics, all of the setting up the shoots, all of the location management. And after the first shoot, which went into, I guess, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I had to get up the next morning and work at the newspaper. And I collapsed in the shower and called in sick because I was dehydrated and exhausted. And that's pretty much set the tone for how it was. And production was only the first hurdle. Post-production has been really hard. We didn't have good digital asset management, so we had a lot of files that were getting moved around and lost, and we migrated from Premiere to Final Cut to Premiere, and each time it got worse as far as keeping everything together.
Hey, make sure y'all don't get shot up.
That's the plan.
You know y'all in the hood.
Live in the hood.
We don't give a damn how cute you are. I mean, I do, but they don't. I would say fuck that commercial. I'm going home.
I'd like to.
It was really trying. We had different actors dealing with different issues off the set. We've since lost our sound mixer, Jason Martinez, who was a huge part of this film.
You guys don't recognize this gentleman to know that's Jason. He's got a full head of hair. Don't know how that happened, but shit, he's got a lot of hair.
Getting ready for winter?
Yeah.
It's my winter coat.
That's his winter coat. Gets cold and he grows hair. What can I tell you?
And Jason was really the MVP of this project. He, in addition to just recording in the most ridiculous situations that I could put him in sound-wise, he continually came through with beautiful sound, crisp, clear voices. He filled in and shot for 2 shoots, or a shoot and a half, when our DP, Perry, was having a child, and we just felt like we couldn't really stop because we had to get the film done and shot before people left. He died in December, the day after my son was born, and it was just a horrible shot, and that's who the movie's dedicated to. And it's hard to state how much he meant to the film and how much he meant to us and me off screen, because he was so good at everything and really believed in me and was there for me whenever I needed him in a heartbeat. No question, I will be there. I will give you everything I've got. And it made me feel like I was capable of doing it just through his belief, and it's a huge hole where he is. Huge hole, and I think for all of us when he left, when he died.
How are you liking the shoot so far? Great.
You gotta get me while I'm eating, right?
Yeah.
It's going good. It's sounding great.
Yeah.
Looks good. Actors are doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And this pineapple pizza is amazing.